Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. This time, a couple of short phone repairs. You can see this one got dropped, and yeah, crack. The screen is absolutely knackered on this one, and let's just pull the cover off. It's a bit decrepit, isn't it? I never thought I'd be fixing phones on my channel, but well, needs must. I mentioned in a previous video, we've been through about 5 phones in about 3 years or something. It's incredible how many phones. Let me just get rid of that serial number off the back. It's got the IE. Yeah, in fact, both of these have got that thing on the back. I just want to pull it off. So, you can see this one here, we've got cracks on the back as well as the front. So it's going to need a new screen because there are some display issues with this, and that's going to be the worst part, I think. It's a Samsung Galaxy S9. Yeah, my wife has been through 5 different phones in a short period of time. This one lasted about 3 months. It was refurbished, so it was, you know, it was as good as new when we got it. But yeah, you can see the screen's alright, there are no cracks there, the display works fine. But after 3 months, just the battery life started going down. And then one day she said, it's not working anymore. And I looked at it, and look what's happened. The battery, I think, inside is swelled. So this is completely flat, you can't even charge it. If you plug the USB in, it goes which means the battery is dangerously low. So it'd be dangerous to try and charge that, and it's not been charged in a number of weeks or months. So I've got some third-party replacement backs. They just say Samsung, and they're kind of that colour. There is an issue, one of them's got like a weird mark there. Oh, it's got a scratch. Now, I'm not sure if this part comes out or not. It looks like it kind of does on the other phone. And you can see the coloured, you know, that one's purple, this one's gold. Well, I've only got 2 purple backs, so I couldn't get a gold one. So, I don't know how I'm going to get on here. And how do you get in these? Well, the back is glued on. The screen is glued on into this middle frame part here, I think. So, you need to heat. Now, I could just use hot air, but I thought, well, I've seen enough videos on professional repairs of these to convince me that it's worth getting a proper heater. So, for around the £50 mark, you can get one of these bad boys. Now, I figured this might actually help me out with some of the projects. You know, effectively, anything where you are working with a PCB, where you want to some underboard heating, something like this would do the job. It's a bit big, isn't it? I'm not sure whether this is going to live, actually. I don't really have space for this in here. But, well, these phones, it's like I say, they were £150 each. Yeah, 2 S9s. It's crazy. You sell these on eBay, you're lucky if you get £20, and that's including shipping. So it makes sense to just have a go and see if I can fix these. If anything, we might have 1 or 2 spare phones ready for when the next one breaks, and well, they seem to break an awful lot. I mean, this one was the most frustrating because it wasn't dropped. This, believe it or not, was not dropped. I think it's the battery. I think the battery is swelled, and it's just one of those things. You've got this vacuum thing here, and I think you stick this down and it provides some level of suction to suck the device on to the thing there. I need to read the instructions, I think, and then report back. I've got a mains lead with it here as well. Let's just have a look around this. So yeah, mains lead, mains switch, and then we've just got a temperature settings on the front and a start button. So I think the idea being, like I say, you put the vacuum plate on there. I'm going to start with the one with the battery. We're going to put it down that way, I think, to heat the underside. It should suck it. And then maybe I can try and start to pull. What I might need to do is heat it up though, and then lift it off, and then try and get a pry tool somewhere here. I've got a suction cup thing, I can stick that on and try and lift. But you see, because it's cracked here, this is going to be very difficult trying to maintain suction, isn't it? It could be quite hard getting inside this. But we're not too bothered if we damage this, getting it off. So if it comes off in a few pieces, that might actually assist then being able to gradually prise out the other bits. You obviously have to be careful because you've got the odd ribbon and stuff in here. And similarly, if you take the screen off, you've got obviously the flex ribbon for the screen and the other things like that. So, I don't know. My first time doing this, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. All I know is the process. Yeah, now the amazing thing is, the instructions do not cover That vacuum thing, it's just temperature. Yeah, no mention of this. It's like, thanks for that. And I'm guessing we peeled this off. It's just flexible rubber, look. With, no sticky. Maybe this side's sticky. No, it's not. It's just flexible rubber. I guess you need to poke out these little things here. Oh, joy. It's like, please do things like that. Manufacturer, why do I need to do it? It's crazy. These things are going to be turning up for days and weeks to come, aren't they? I can see it coming. If I'm not careful here, they're going to end up on the floor and they're going to be everywhere. And look, they're sticking onto the underneath of it. I'm not really sure what benefit this has other than to provide a bit of grippage. It must help with the vacuum because you've got this rubber thing here. Maybe it helps with the vacuum. Oh my god, they're on my fingers, look. Reminds me of that Neo Geo stuff. And there's no right or wrong way of putting this round. I think it just fits over there, over the holes, and gives you a vacuum. Yeah, that is it. In a nutshell, let's just move it over that way. Now, it's important to note when you're working on phones like this, the batteries, they can burst into flames with a very high temperature, produce toxic, hang on, look, there's one that's stuck there, toxic gases and all the rest of it. So, yeah, you've been warned. The best way to work on something like this one I think is still charged. I'll switch this one on, and in fact, I'll do that now. There we go, that one works, but, well, it's screwed. And I'm going to leave it playing the YouTube video for a number of hours until it's completely flat. This one I know is completely flat. Doesn't mean there's no risk of fire, it just means that all that energy has gone out of the battery, and there's a lot less chance of a runaway chemical reaction if you were to pierce the battery. And bear in mind, we may pierce the battery because, well, it's on its last legs, isn't it? Right, so let's just get rid of all these things. I'm going to plug it in and see what happens. And if you are working on something like this, maybe also have a safety mechanism, like a big metal pan or something with a lid, where if something does just burst into flames, you can literally lob it into the tin, put the lid on it, and exit the building, hopefully. But, you know, you've been warned, there are risks, fire risks. You could hurt yourself, you could burn your house down, etc, etc. Certainly with something like this, if you left this unattended, you could burn your house down, and if there's something wrong with it, it could burn your house down. Yes, I'm a wee bit apprehensive about this. Let's just get the mains lead plugged in down here. Right, so it's plugged in. Let's switch it on. So, it's doing something with suction there, isn't it? And we've got a temperature thing there, so I'm not really sure what to do here. Shall I stick the phone on? Let's stick the phone on. And you need proper, protective gloves and stuff on. I'm just watching this. Is it staying at 31? No, it's not. It's gradually climbing. Maybe you press start. I don't know. Like I said, the instructions are a wee bit cryptic. Oh, the start was already on. Yeah, so it's already on. Yeah, that's getting hot. That plate's getting hot. It's going up to 80, I think. I can try raising that to 100. Yeah, after a minute or two there, this is just warm. It's not hot. I'm going to try and get this suction thing on here. And let's just move this out of the way slightly. But I don't think we're anywhere near enough hot there because it just feels warm. I'm going to have to try and pull towards the edge here. And this is the thing now. Can't get any grip. Suction cup isn't staying on because, well, it's cracked. I don't think that's anywhere near hot enough. I could try here, maybe get on the side. Yeah, it needs to be a lot hotter than that. That's nowhere near hot enough. So let's just try and go, I don't know, 50 degrees higher. Hang on, pressing that down. Can only go to 130? Really? Well, that's not very hot, is it? Maybe I just need to leave it longer, I think. Yeah, it seems to have settled around 130. I think that's the max it'll do. Or did I set it to 150? I can't remember. But it's now getting pretty hot, that plate. So it is about time. I think this is going to need a good 5 to 10 minutes at least, 5 minutes maybe. So I'll report back in 5 minutes and then I'm going to try and get the back off again. And I think you press the start when it gets up to temperature, actually. Now that's pretty hot now. So that has worked in terms of temperature. They're so tight, the way they're assembled, that, you know, there's no edge. You need something extremely thin. You need to give it a lot of pressure, and when it's cracked like this, well, good luck is all I can say. I can't get in anywhere. Maybe one of these cracked bits will... I don't know, it's now kind of cool enough to handle. You can see it's just not coming up at all. The glue is probably nowhere near hot enough. Right, you know what, I'm going to step up to this, I think. I'm just going to try and find a place, like maybe on the bottom here. I'm going to pull, and I'm going to see if I can just get the edge of the blade, just try and separate somewhat. Yeah, you can see that's just cracked. We have just got a bit of leverage there, but not much. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm kind of there, look, but look, it's just cracking. It might not be a bad thing if I just try and press upwards. There we go. I guess once you've got some sort of opening, I mean, you can see how fragile this stuff is there, then maybe with a bit of persuasion, some of it goes along there now. Yeah, look, it's now separating. Be mindful of how far in this is. I'll show you, we've got some replacement glue sections, so you can look at those to see how far the glue goes in. But you see this corner here now is stuck on this corner, so I'm going to have to try and keep going around this way, I think. It is still warm. I would say it's 15 degrees warmer than the ambient room temperature. Slide down this way. All the while when you're doing this, you've got to be mindful of the inside of the phone. I can't remember, is there anything to worry about here? We're just going for broke, really. Broke being the appropriate thing here. You can see there, look, we're getting a big gap there now. And the battery's swollen, isn't it? You know, the battery, I don't know how far out it extends it. If you're not careful, you could cut into the battery. And you've got to be careful with your hands, because this is glass. I really should have. And that's the point, actually. You're working on something like this, so you heat them up. Get yourself some thick gloves. Gardening gloves might do it. The sort of thing you use when you're pruning roses and things, you know, that are quite thick, sturdy things. Because, well, you're going to protect your fingers from glass. You're also going to protect your fingers from the heat, and potentially just make the whole process a lot easier. Yeah, this side here, look, is relatively free now. But I am stuck at a point of cracks and things here. This is where I could cut myself if I'm not careful. If it wasn't completely cracked, if this was just the battery, the back was swollen, yeah, this would work really well, because you get suction Yeah, you clean this obviously first, and clean the back of the phone perhaps with IPA. You get really good suction. When you pull, it would stay stuck on. You may be able to get it to lift, but well, we're not in that situation. There are that many cracks on the back. The interesting thing is, I just switched this off and it took ages to go off. Anyway, just at 60 seconds on there like that, it was still on. You know, instead of 130 degrees, it's still on. It's really hot. So you know what? It does need to warm up, that thing. And the longer it's on, the easier it'll be just to get some heat to pass into the phone. That's one thing. As you continue to heat something like this, you may find it closes back up again. I'm stuck on a crack there. Look. Oh God, gone into the crack. And of course, when you're handling something like this, is why it's important to flatten it. You can switch it on. Trust me, you don't want it switched on while you're doing it. It's going up here, going up here. I'll just be happy if I can get in without damaging anything. And if it doesn't burst into flames. If it does burst into flames, it might be the last video I ever do. I hope not. And likewise, I'm hoping that this gives somebody the confidence to have a go themselves, try and fix their own phone. I hate these manufacturers. Let's have a rant about that, shall we? It's like, please stop designing disposable phones that are impossible to service. It's like, no. Right to repair. These backs should have... I'd be happy if these had a screw, yeah, screw somewhere, where you can actually get into them and service them. Let's stop creating a disposable electronic society where, you know, this is the thing about recycling. We're going about recycling and energy and all this stuff, yet manufacturers are putting this crap out. Don't get me wrong, the phones are amazing, the technology is amazing. Make them serviceable. Put an end to this ridiculousness. There we go, I've gone around a few times here. There's something there. I hope it's not cable. Feels gluey, to be honest. Yeah, let's better the world. Let's make things where we don't have to landfill everything every 2 minutes. And alright, these things are designed to have recyclable components. It's not the point, is it? It's the fact that this could live and be useful to someone for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But not when you can't get inside the flipping thing. Look at the glue there, there's so much of it. So we've got the little flex here for the camera or something. So I need to be very careful now. And we'll swap over to the microscope in a minute. Sorry if you couldn't really see much there, but you can see, you know, it's separated. I'll be very careful though, because there's going to be the odd flat flex or something here, you know, little ribbons and things. And it is my first time going inside this model. In fact, this style of phone entirely. Oh my God, the back's actually off. Yeah, that just came out, that connector there. Let's just have a look at that. Yeah, connector looks alright, everything there looks alright. This is the part on the replacements I'll show you in a minute that looks wrong. And actually, let's just pull that off, it's just a bit of tape, isn't it? That's it. So we've got that off. I can't believe I've achieved that, to be honest. Now, is the battery swollen? Maybe it's not, maybe it did have a drop. No, but it looks bulged here. So this is the wireless charge thing, isn't it? This is where we now need to go to the microscope and start swapping, you know, taking parts off this. I need to get to the battery, remove the battery. So yeah, I'll report back, but I'm so pleased we've got that off. Yeah, this part here, look, yeah, that comes out. I'm glad about that, because we can swap that over. It's obviously going to be taped down. You need to be very careful detaching that. Even this looks like this could come out if you want to replace that part, but it'd be very fiddly to do that, I think. I mean, these are gorgeous phones, they really are. I absolutely love the Samsung Galaxy range of phones. My one, I'll show you here. I've had this since 2019. It's got a protector on, so there's a crack in the protector, not in the screen. This has been dropped 400 times. I mean, it's decrepit, isn't it? The cover, that is. But I've dropped it 400 times and I've never had an issue. But I need to go on this one later in this series here to replace this, because it's one of these, you plug the USB in, Doesn't charge, doesn't detect. You've got to wobble it around, disconnect it, reconnect it, flip it over, hold it in, tongue at the right angle, balance the cable, twist the cable. Oh, got a signal, it's charging, it says 1 hour something, charging remaining, and then just don't breathe, no one breathe, and if you step back really carefully, it stays connected and it charges. So I have that every day with it. And I've had that for, it's got worse over the last 2 years. Yeah, it probably got dropped with the cable plugged in. And yeah, USB-C, it's just awful. But mine also has not got a brilliant battery. You know, it's 2019. I've used it for 5 years, as you can imagine. It's had quite a few charge cycles. It really needs a new battery, so I'm going to do the USB port on mine and a new battery. And then this one here, we'll swap that over. Let me show you the replacements. Got some glue things here. These are the tape. This is for an S8. So you can see we can put a brand new piece of tape around these things. And I got some for the S9 because obviously I'm going in mine as well, which is an S8, and then one's for the S9. And then I got these, which are third-party ones. So, and I think the third-party because they've got the tape on. Look, this is really annoys me. Is why would you not leave the cover on it? It makes me think these have come off a phone. I don't know, but it's got the odd bit of glue that needs removing. It says Samsung. It doesn't say S8, S9, whatever. But this here, if you look at this in the light, it looks awful. But that pushes out. It's the same, it's that thing we can replace from that one. So, yeah, they should be alright. But they are third party. And I don't know why the tape has been removed on both of them. So I'm just sticking it back down that way, just so they don't get stuff stuck on them. Anyway, I'll cut over to the microscope. I'm now going to need to use, I think the iFixit toolkit actually. And we're going to need to remove a bunch of screws. Need to remove this first, the wireless charge thing, I think. So I've inspected around this. It's cooled down a fair bit now as well. And I've a look at the battery. It does look swollen. I think we need to remove. Hang on, is that going to be the right screwdriver? Yeah, it is. Phillips crosshead. Yeah, we need to remove all of these screws. I think it's like 13 or 14, maybe 15 of them. Let me just get a magnetic screwdriver just to assist. This one is not magnetic. Hang on, there we go. And just carefully put these out of the way somewhere where they're not going to interfere with the screen. I think it's all these ones around this black frame. I've just got to whiz around some of these and then use the magnetic thing to help me get them out. And I think we somehow left somewhere around here, but what I'm not sure about is where it's clipped on. It looks like there's a little flex ribbon comes in here. So this is where, I don't know, I need to be very careful, I guess. I'm going to use the prying tool here just to help me try and lift. Is that a flat flex, that like a clip-on thing there? I'm not really sure. Maybe if I go further afield here, like where does it lift? Oh, it goes under there. I don't know, I'm just trying to be really slow and cautious and not get this thing too far in case there's a flat flex connector of some sort. You can see we're getting there. I'm not sure if this bit comes off the frame or is it on this. Do you know what I mean? Like, where should I be lifting here? Like the whole thing here is coming up, look. Oh, there we go, that's that. Right, should I be lifting this part off? I don't know. Something up here's got to be flat flexed, surely. Maybe not. Yeah, those are the contacts for that, for the charge thing. Like little pogo things. That's not what I was expecting at all. So let's just carefully put that out of the way. And next thing is to disconnect the battery. So I forget the tweezers here. I'm going to do this under microscope, hang on. So I need to very carefully, and I'm not sure a metal tool like this is the best thing to use, to be honest. I need to try and just gently sort of lift this, I think. I think it's, you know, a push down type affair. Is it? And try from either side. So get under that. There we go, it came off really easy. So I think that's the battery. Yeah, disconnected. Very fragile though, and you can see that's like taped down here. Let's just see if we can just gently, without damaging the wire, just see if we can peel that. There we go, that's off. So we need to try and get this out now, don't we? What's that mark there? You see that? Is that like had a hole? Don't know what that is. Yeah, so now this is going to be the fun part. And again, batteries can burst into flames. Important it's flat. You're still not out of the woods though until you get it out. And I think I need to maybe get some IPA. I need to try and get under it, like that. Up, there we go. Came out pretty easy actually. The glue is pretty much given way there. Carefully lift like that. And like that, there we go, there's our swollen battery. I'm sure that's the issue. I'm sure that's the issue. So I'll put that out of the way. So we're kind of there, aren't we now? Obviously just need to remove any bits of glue, get a new glue frame around it, you can see the screen underneath there. Wow, that'd be really easy to damage that, wouldn't it? And this is the thing, we don't know whether it's damaged the screen. Those little pogo things are interesting there, where it makes the wireless connection. I thought it was going to be another one of these little connectors here like that. I'm not looking forward to getting that one back on for the battery, if I'm honest. And of course, before you completely reassemble it, you might want to clean the camera up and stuff, you know, before you get the top back on. I've got a bit of foam or something missing there, can you see that? I'm not sure if that's part of that frame is just like being stuck onto that. Is that like the vibration motor or the speaker? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm out of my depth because of the first time I've been in one. So this is the replacement glue for the back, I think. Good luck trying to work out which way around that goes. I guess you got to look at the screw mounts maybe, if I can find those. I'm obviously going to be very careful I don't scratch or drop this or whatever. You see, you've got a thick edge here. Does it go like that? And look, there's 2 holes there for those. And it fits better down here. Well, that's interesting. So the S8 ones seem to fit this S9. How does that work? Maybe there are some differences. Maybe there was an earlier version that used the S8 frame or something. But that, if you look at this thickness here, this looks like this would fit there. You've got a gap here. You've got the gap there. Well, more or less. It's not quite the same. But I think that would do the job. Some of it may have ripped off. And then down here, can you see? You've got almost the right profile there, and what it's not doing is sticking over the holes like that other one was. So the funny thing is, this is marked as an S8, but, well, hang on, I've just banged it. We know this is an S9. Right, so one thought I did have, I was careful to put this out of the way. I may just try and clean the surface of that up in a minute, just see if we can do anything with it. I mean, it looks damaged to me. I'm going to contact the seller about that actually, because you know what, I'm not happy. It should have been a complete functional thing, you know, not with a crack in it. I've got the microscope over here just in case I need it. 130 degrees C, just in the interest of science and seeing what we can and can't do. I want to see, can we heat this up, and can we get this bezel off here? If we can, I may just try and stick it down on the other one. There we go. That's out. Wow. That's so cool. You know what, I want to transplant that. It's really sticky all around there. Oh, it's identical, isn't it? It is identical. So let's just carefully just push this out, because it's not, there you go, it's not really stuck in. Put that on the table. And yeah, why not? Why not? The worst that can happen is, well, bulk it up totally. Oh my god, that came off so much easier. Like really, really easy that came off. And I guess there's no time like the present to just get that back in place here. There we go. It did take a little bit of massaging. Let's just press that down. Do you know what? That's going to be fine. I mean, yes, it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid now. It's got the gold fascia, and I'll have the gold thing there, but purple. So, you know what? I'm pleased with that. That's fine. And of course, this is going to go back into there now. And from the front, woohoo! So pleased. How does it even get these bits of glue off here? I don't like these bits of glue all over this. All of the things here have all gone. There's one up there, look, that's that scuff type thing. Let's just see if that'll come off. Yeah, that'll do. You know what, I'm quite happy with that. There is one here, I'll wait until we've got the whole thing back together before focusing on trying to clean around that. So, yeah, quite pleased. We do need to make sure we clean the inside here with some IPA and compressed air or something, and there, because, well, a single tiny little dot of dust there is going to annoy the heck out of you. Anyway, I'll put that one away for now. So, back over to this. I'm going to take a picture of this actually on my phone and complain to the seller. Because these were expensive. They were like 12 or 13 pounds each, these things. I mean, that part's alright, you know, so that would do for another purple one. And there's a little mark here. Again, it's just a bit of glue, maybe. Could just help something in future, you know, if anything, if the camera lens got scratched, you could swap that out, couldn't you? Get the battery back in again. This is the thing with this battery, it's like there's a few places it could sit. It doesn't necessarily need to sit where you want, where you think it should go, so it's best to get the clip on first, I think. I'm just going to try that one more time like that, just in case I wasn't doing it right. Maybe it doesn't need the sensor or something. No, it's just not powering on. So I think it needs the other things connecting. So let's proceed to get the 13 screws back in. Is it 15? 15, yeah. It's not an unlucky 15, is it? It's 15. I really don't like doing things like this when the battery's connected. It's one of those weird things where, if I was designing this, I'd have it so that the battery can be disconnected before you unscrew any of the stuff. Right, I've got a USB cable. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think I've damaged something, if I'm honest. Because, well, it should be working, I think. Oh, it is working. It was just totally flat. Oh, hang on. Ding ding. I've got no sound. Yeah, that's a bit concerning. Like, what's the ding ding? That's the wrong thing. If you use a cable for an S8, it beeps. But I'm just wondering why there's no sound. Is that going to be something to do with this down here, maybe? Yeah, that wasn't clipped on down there properly into that gap, so maybe something was not pogo fitted. I don't know. Let's just try that again. Because if the volume is up, that's saying 4%. It's not doing the moisture detector thing now, which is interesting, isn't it? Let's just try switching it on to see if it'll come on. Oh my god, the screen's alright. It'd be a miracle if I've managed to sort this. Oh god, oh, it's beeping now. We've got sound. Unplug the charger immediately. Detected foreign material in your charging part. No, you haven't. It does this with I want to say S8 cables. So I honestly don't know what the issue is there. Anyway, we just need to get some adhesive on there. The key is it was beeping there, wasn't it? It's going ding, 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 ding. And I think that was because this was not flat. Something around there was not connected, maybe. But it's charging. We've got the screen. I just now need to go get the adhesive. Let me do that. Oh god, I'll try and clean all the stuff off of this. I'll report back in about 10 years. Oh, this is going to be joy to remove. Yeah, using cotton bud with IPA, managed to get the glue all out from down there. But it's taken, I don't know, several minutes to do that at least. Got to be careful not to break this blooming back, haven't I? And we got rid of it from down here. Yeah, onto the final corner here, and then I need to go over it again, I think with a fresh cotton bud, and then I'm going to go over it with some paper towel and IPA, just to make sure there's no residue at all. You know, it's a case of edging away at it. Look here, you've got to push down hard with the cotton bud. Yeah, so I've been very careful to make sure that's clean and those are clean. There's only dirt on the outside, so we now need to try and work out this again, if I'm honest. Like, I'm not sure what this green frame is. Is it not just the black bit? Maybe it's just to help you secure it. That's what it is. It's to help you secure it. So I think, like now, if we put this flat, I think we can now apply this here. Carefully. Oh my god, this is going to be a difficult one as well. Everything about this is really difficult. Because of course once you start to stick it down, if you're not in the right place, well, you're knackered. You know, like, I don't know, is that far enough down this way? Press down on the inside, I guess, like that. You know, it's got a curvature around the edge here. I'm not sure if it's sticking out on the bottom here. It's very difficult to get things like that, you know, precisionally fitted. I think that's it, so I think you can more or less do as I've done there. Everything kind of looks alright. Right, so the final bit here, I think now if we lift this, do we? Yeah, and that leaves the tape stuck down like that. Wow. One final inspection of those things there. Again, one final inspection of those things there to make sure we don't have fingerprints on them or anything. We got rid of all the glue off that earlier. Is that down? That doesn't look down to me. That's not down, you know. Is it? No, that is not in place. Yeah, that was not flat there. It's not flat in that corner now either. Hope we didn't just break that doing that. Yeah, I shouldn't have pressed that in like that. I should have lifted the thing out. Yeah, we've got a fingerprint on that bleeding thing now. Yeah, so giving that a quick blow, and well, I don't know, let's just go for it. I think this is what I'm not sure about, is it how you get this aligned now? You know, like where do you align things? Oh, actually, I think that's it. I think we've done it. Oh my god, it's a Christmas miracle. Gold and lilac S9. Don't let anyone tell you it's easy working on these. You've heard me say difficult about 100 times in this video. It's also messy. Messy. It's not just difficult, it's really messy. Well, it is if you work the way I've done here with glue everywhere on the thing. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chris, why are you removing the glue when you're on top of the thing with the glue? You just get more and more glue. So let's get rid of this thing here. Something else I'd say is I'm so stressed. I've never been so stressed working with some. You've got to be, let's say, extra careful. You've got some good hand-eye coordination. You've got some good vision. You need to clean all your surfaces regularly, I would say. You know what, it's looking alright, it's just whether it works. The other thing I could argue as well is before you commit to sticking the back on, test all the functionality, because you know what, I can now find like the fingerprint sensor doesn't work, I don't know, something doesn't work, etc. And having stuck that on, it's just going to be a trauma going inside it again, isn't it? And may damage the back, probably would damage the back. And then would need to get more glue, a new back, etc. Rinse, repeat, clean all the surfaces, clean all the glue off. So it's like, yeah, test everything as you go along. You really don't want to have to go around and around and around. But you know what, if that works now, I'm just so chuffed with that. I think this is going to be the one that I keep. My wife can have the other one. I like the rose gold and lilac. Right, it's gone together really nicely. It really has. I would have never believed I could do that. I mean, this is the other thing about challenging yourself in life as well. You can think you can't do something, and you know what, I've been telling myself for the last 3 years I can't do something like this. Well, I was wrong. Well, I might be speaking too soon yet. It looks like I was wrong. When we find it, if it does work, then you know, it's just some evidence that I was wrong. Look at that, that's looking gorgeous, isn't it? So let's just give that a go as well, get some more paper towel, and I'll report back once it's all charged up. I'm lucky the screen didn't die from that swollen battery. Look at that, that looks brand new. And it pretty much is, because this was used for 3 months before the battery died on it. Look at the screen. There's not a mark, there's not a scratch, there's not a dink around it. It's seamless. I think you'll agree. I ain't done bad there. It's a bit smeary here still, look. But you see, this is what you get. Wherever you get the glue, it will take a number of wipes with IPA, polishers, etc. to get all that glue residue off. So it's just a case of there's just a bit of glue still there, I think. God, I nearly dropped it on the floor. I can just see it coming now. Drop it on the floor and it all smashes. Right, I'm going to go and charge it. And there we go, it's charging and working. So about 1 week later, you can see I put a screen protector on this. It's got my wife's old cover on the back here. So we've got the lilac, you know, with the majestic gold there. Gorgeous colours. The screen is perfect, the camera's perfect, everything works. Tested every piece of functionality and reset it back to factory settings here. But everything works, all functionality works. It is literally good as new. I'll take it out of here just so you can see the actual purple case. And obviously this holds charge. I've charged this up a number of times now, just, you know, to power cycle it, tested it myself. I got rid of all the glue off the back. And I think you can tell that it's good as new. It really is good as new. It's just a bit unusual that it's got gold and purple. Anyway, I do hope you found that interesting. We'll revisit with the other phone, and hopefully we'll get that working in the next video, and then we'll look at my Samsung S8 and sort out the USB-C and the battery on that. Yeah, t-shirt is the best thing to clean the fingerprints off the screen protector here. But anyway, you can see, you know, I took a picture there then. It's on video now. Oh God, I've messed it up. But anyway, trust me, this phone is perfect. I'm so pleased. Sometimes it's good to push yourself in life, and I've been putting this off for 3 years thinking there's no way I could fix these. The first one, she had an S8. This was back in, I don't know, 2020, I think. Hers lasted just over a year. And she dropped her S8, and then we got another S8, and then sold the old one on eBay. It went for £20. I kid you not. I regret selling that because it was £150 at the time. In fact, it was more. When I got my S8 and she got her S8, they were almost £200 each. That was back in 2019. So yeah, have a go at trying to fix things yourself when you're only going to get £20 back for your phone. And incidentally, you don't need the heat plate that I showed. From my experience of using that, you could get something like this hot air station. Put a wider nozzle that's this size. I've got one in my drawer that comes with this, actually, with the A10858D, and just set that to 130 degrees. Wait for a minute or two when you first switch on to make sure it doesn't overshoot, because it does. It will go much higher than 130 and then it will come down and settle at 130. And then you could literally just use this to heat, you know, around the underneath of the phone here, the point where you want to actually try to remove the glue. And I've seen Vince do that, my mate Vince, he's done that on his channel. And you could save yourself the £40–50 for that heating plate, but we'll probably revisit that in another video on something else entirely. So yeah, hopefully you found that interesting. If you'd like to support the channel, please see the Coffee and Patreon links down below. I'll catch you in the next video.